The smartest people of classical antiquity.
If you are returning to the Classic Masterworks channel, welcome back. If you are new, please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you will be made aware of our latest content. And now, on with the story.
Who were the smartest people in the ancient world? Classical antiquity was a period spanning over several centuries and encompassing various cultures and civilizations, so it is difficult to identify a single person as the smartest. Moreover, intelligence can manifest itself in various forms and domains, such as philosophy, science, mathematics, literature, and politics, among others. There were several notable figures in classical antiquity who made significant contributions to various fields and were widely regarded as intellectual giants in their time. Join us as we explore some of these notable figures from history. Hippocrates. Hippocrates was an ancient Greek physician who is widely regarded as the father of modern medicine. He is known for founding the Hippocratic school of medicine and for authoring many treatises on various medical topics, including the Hippocratic Corpus. Hippocrates was born on the island of Kos in Greece, and is believed to have studied medicine under his father, who was also a physician. He traveled widely throughout Greece, treating patients and studying medicine, and eventually settled in Kos, where he established his school. Hippocrates and his followers believed that diseases had natural causes, and that the physician's role was to help the body heal itself by removing obstacles to its natural healing processes. They emphasized the importance of observation, diagnosis, and treatment, and developed a system of medical ethics that emphasized the physician's responsibility to act in the best interests of the patient. Hippocrates is credited with many important medical discoveries, including the recognition of the symptoms of tuberculosis, the diagnosis and treatment of pneumonia, and the development of the Hippocratic Oath, a code of ethical conduct for physicians that is still in use today. His legacy has had a profound influence on the development of Western medicine and medical ethics. Pythagoras. Pythagoras was an ancient Greek philosopher and mathematician who is best known for his theorem in geometry, which states that in a right-angled triangle, the square of the length of the hypotenuse, the side opposite the right angle, is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. This theorem, known as the Pythagorean theorem, is one of the most famous and important theorems in mathematics. Pythagoras was born on the island of Samos in Greece, and later founded a philosophical and religious school in Croton, in present-day Italy, known as the Pythagorean school. The Pythagoreans were known for their belief in the importance of mathematics and numbers, and for their belief in the transmigration of souls, the idea that the soul is reborn into different bodies after death. In addition to his work in geometry, Pythagoras also made important contributions to music theory, and is credited with the discovery of the mathematical relationship between musical intervals. He and his followers believed that music had a profound effect on the human soul, and that it could be used to promote healing and spiritual growth. Pythagoras' ideas had a profound influence on the development of mathematics, science, and philosophy in the ancient world, and his legacy continues to influence these fields today. Thales of Miletus. The ancient Greek philosopher and mathematician Thales of Miletus is regarded as one of the 7 sages of Greece. Thales of Miletus was an ancient Greek philosopher, mathematician, and astronomer who is considered one of the earliest known philosophers in Western civilization. He was born in Miletus, in present-day Turkey, and is often referred to as the father of Western philosophy. Thales is known for his contributions to a wide range of fields, including mathematics, geometry, astronomy, and philosophy. He is credited with predicting a solar eclipse that occurred in 585 BC, using his knowledge of astronomy and mathematics to calculate the event. He is also said to have discovered the fundamental principles of geometry, such as the theorem that the angles opposite the equal sides of an isosceles triangle are also equal. Thales is best known for his philosophical ideas, which were focused on the search for fundamental principles and explanations of the natural world. He believed that everything in the universe was made up of a single basic substance, which he called water. He also believed in the importance of reason and observation in understanding the natural world, and emphasized the need for practical knowledge as well as theoretical understanding. Thales' ideas had a profound influence on the development of philosophy, science, and mathematics in ancient Greece and throughout Western civilization. His legacy continues to be felt today, particularly in the fields of science and philosophy, where his emphasis on reason, observation, and the search for fundamental principles remains an important part of the intellectual tradition. Cicero. Marcus Tullius Cicero was a Roman statesman, orator, and philosopher who played a significant role in the politics and intellectual life of the Roman Republic. He is regarded as one of the greatest orators in Roman history and is known for his writings on rhetoric, politics, philosophy, and law. Cicero was born in Arpinum, in present-day Italy, and received a high-quality education in Rome and Athens. He rose to prominence as a lawyer and orator, and was elected to several important political positions, including consul, the highest office in the Roman Republic. He was also a prolific writer and wrote extensively on a wide range of topics, including philosophy, ethics, politics, and law. Cicero was a staunch defender of Roman republican values and ideals, and he believed in the importance of individual freedom, justice, and the rule of law. He was a strong opponent of tyranny and corruption, and he used his oratorical skills and political influence to expose and criticize these practices. He also wrote extensively on the importance of virtue and morality, and argued that the pursuit of these qualities was essential to the well-being of both individuals and society as a whole. Cicero's influence on the development of Western political and intellectual thought has been profound. His writings on rhetoric and oratory have been studied and emulated for centuries, and his ideas on politics, law, and ethics continue to be debated and discussed by scholars today. Lucretius. Titus Lucretius Carus was a Roman poet and philosopher who is best known for his epic poem, De Rerum Natura, on the nature of things. The poem is a philosophical work that explores the nature of the universe, the origins of the world and life, and the principles of atomism and Epicureanism. Lucretius was born in Rome and little is known about his life, except that he was a follower of Epicurus, an ancient Greek philosopher who taught that the pursuit of pleasure and the avoidance of pain were the keys to a happy life. Lucretius, De Rerum Natura, is a long and complex work that draws on the ideas of Epicurus and other Greek philosophers, but also incorporates elements of Roman religion and mythology. In the poem, Lucretius argued that the universe is made up of atoms, which move and combine in various ways to create all of the matter and life in the world. He also argues that the gods are not involved in the affairs of humans, and that the fear of death and punishment in the afterlife are irrational and unnecessary. Instead, he suggests that the pursuit of pleasure and the avoidance of pain, along with the cultivation of virtue and wisdom, are the keys to a happy and fulfilling life. Lucretius' ideas were highly influential in the development of Western philosophy and science. His emphasis on the importance of reason, observation, and the pursuit of knowledge helped to lay the groundwork for the scientific revolution of the 16th and 17th centuries. His ideas on the nature of the universe and the origins of life continue to be debated and explored by scientists and philosophers today. Hypatia of Alexandria. Hypatia of Alexandria was a Greek philosopher, mathematician, and astronomer who lived in Alexandria, Egypt. She was one of the most prominent scholars of her time, and is known for her contributions to the fields of mathematics and philosophy, as well as her role as a teacher and public intellectual. Hypatia was born into a family of scholars and received an excellent education in mathematics, philosophy, and astronomy. She was fluent in several languages, including Greek, Latin, and Hebrew, and she is said to have written several books on mathematics and philosophy, although none of her writings have survived. As a teacher, Hypatia was highly respected and attracted many students, both male and female. She was known for her lectures on philosophy and mathematics, and her ability to explain complex ideas in a clear and accessible manner. She was also involved in the political and religious affairs of the city, and is said to have been an advocate for tolerance and intellectual freedom. Hypatia's life was cut short when she was brutally murdered by a mob of Christian extremists, who accused her of promoting paganism and witchcraft. Her death was a significant loss to the intellectual and cultural life of Alexandria, and she is remembered as a martyr to the cause of intellectual freedom and rational inquiry. Socrates. Socrates was a Greek philosopher and the founder of the Socratic method of inquiry. He is considered one of the most influential figures in the development of Western philosophy. Socrates was born in Athens and he lived during a time of great political and social change. He was known for his unique approach to philosophy, which involved questioning people about their beliefs and assumptions in order to expose their inconsistencies and contradictions. This method, which is now known as the Socratic method, was aimed at helping people to think critically and arrive at the truth through reasoned debate and discussion. Socrates did not write down his ideas, and much of what we know about him comes from the writings of his followers, such as Plato and Xenophon. According to these sources, Socrates was a deeply moral and ethical thinker who believed in the importance of virtue and the pursuit of knowledge. He argued that the pursuit of material wealth and power was misguided, and that the only true path to happiness was through the cultivation of wisdom and virtue. Socrates' ideas were highly controversial, and he was eventually put on trial by the Athenian government and sentenced to death for impiety and corrupting the youth. Despite his death, his ideas continued to be influential, and he is remembered as one of the greatest philosophers in Western history. Ptolemy. Ptolemy was a Greek-Egyptian mathematician, astronomer, and geographer who lived in Alexandria, Egypt. He is best known for his works on astronomy and geography, which were highly influential in the development of Western science. Ptolemy's most famous work is his Almagest, a treatise on astronomy that synthesized the knowledge of the ancient Greeks and provided a comprehensive model of the universe. In the Almagest, Ptolemy introduced the concept of epicycles, which explained the apparent motions of the planets in the night sky. He also proposed a geocentric model of the universe, which held that the Earth was at the center of the cosmos. Ptolemy also wrote several works on geography, including the Geographia, which provided a detailed description of the known world and introduced the concept of longitude and latitude. He also produced maps of the world, which were highly accurate for their time. Ptolemy's ideas had a profound influence on the development of astronomy and geography in the Western world. His work was widely studied and commented upon by later scholars, and his model of the universe was accepted for centuries, until the development of heliocentrism in the 16th and 17th centuries. Galen. Galen was a Greek physician, anatomist, and philosopher who lived in the Roman Empire. He is considered one of the most important figures in the history of medicine, and his work had a profound influence on the development of Western medicine. Galen was born in Pergamon, a city in Asia Minor, now modern-day Turkey, and he received his medical training in Alexandria, which was at the time the center of medical knowledge in the Roman Empire. He later became the court physician to the Roman emperors Marcus Aurelius and Commodus, and his medical theories and treatments were widely respected. Galen was a prolific writer, and his works on anatomy, physiology, and pathology were highly influential. He believed in the importance of empirical observation and experimentation, and he performed numerous dissections and vivisections in order to better understand the human body. He also developed a comprehensive system of medical theory that was based on the principles of the four humours, which held that the body was made up of four basic fluids: blood, phlegm, yellow bile, and black bile, that needed to be balanced in order to maintain health. Galen's ideas were widely accepted in the Western world for centuries, and his works were considered authoritative until the 16th century. Although some of his theories have been proven incorrect by modern science, his contributions to the development of medicine were significant, and his ideas paved the way for many of the medical advancements that followed. Confucius. Confucius was a Chinese philosopher and politician whose ideas have greatly influenced Chinese culture and society. He was born in Qufu, a city in the state of Lu in what is now modern-day China, and he lived during a time of great political and social change. Confucius is best known for his teachings on ethics, morality, and social order. He believed in the importance of education and self-cultivation, and he emphasized the importance of social harmony and respect for authority. He also believed in the concept of the mandate of heaven, which held that rulers had a divine right to govern only as long as they were just and virtuous. Confucius' ideas were compiled into a collection of texts known as the Analects, which were written down by his followers after his death. These texts include many of his sayings and teachings, as well as discussions with his disciples about a wide range of topics, from ethics and morality to politics and governance. Confucius' ideas had a profound influence on Chinese thought and culture, and his teachings were widely studied and practiced throughout Chinese history. His emphasis on education and self-cultivation has been a cornerstone of Chinese culture for centuries, and his ideas have had a lasting impact on the development of Chinese philosophy, religion, and politics. Archimedes. The Greek mathematician, physicist, and inventor, Archimedes is considered one of the greatest scientists in the ancient world. He was born in Syracuse, a Greek city-state in what is now modern-day Italy. Archimedes is known for his contributions to mathematics, including his work on geometry, calculus, and number theory. He is credited with discovering the principle of buoyancy, which explains why objects float in water, and he developed a method for measuring the volume of irregular objects using water displacement. He also invented a number of machines and devices, including the Archimedes screw, which is still used today to lift water from low-lying areas to higher ground. One of Archimedes' most famous contributions to science is his principle, which states that the buoyant force on an object submerged in a fluid is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by the object. This principle has applications in shipbuilding, underwater exploration, and many other fields. Archimedes was also a prolific inventor, and he is said to have created a number of war machines to defend Syracuse from the Roman invasion. These machines included giant mirrors that could focus sunlight to set enemy ships on fire, as well as cranes and grappling hooks used to lift and overturn enemy vessels. Archimedes' ideas and inventions had a profound impact on the development of science and technology in the Western world, and his work is still studied and admired today. Euclid. Euclid was a Greek mathematician who is best known for his work in geometry. He was born in Alexandria, that was at the time a center of learning and scholarship. Euclid's most famous work is his book, Elements, which is a comprehensive treatise on geometry. The book is divided into 13 volumes, or books, each of which covers a different aspect of geometry. Elements is considered one of the most important works in the history of mathematics, and it has been used as a textbook for over 2,000 years. In Elements, Euclid presents a rigorous system of axioms and postulates that underlie all of geometry. He then uses these basic principles to prove a wide range of geometric theorems and propositions, including the Pythagorean theorem, the law of cosines, and the formula for the area of a circle. Euclid's approach to geometry, which emphasizes logical reasoning and deductive proof, has had a profound influence on the development of mathematics and science. In addition to his work in geometry, Euclid also made contributions to the study of number theory, including his work on prime numbers and his proof that there are an infinite number of primes. Euclid's ideas and methods have had a lasting impact on the development of mathematics and science, and his work remains an important part of the mathematical canon to this day. Plato. Plato was a Greek philosopher and student of Socrates. He is considered one of the most important figures in the development of Western philosophy and is known for his influential works, including The Republic, Symposium, and Phaedo. Plato was born into a wealthy and influential family in Athens and was initially interested in politics. However, after meeting Socrates, he became more interested in philosophy and began to study under him. After Socrates' execution, Plato left Athens and traveled extensively before returning to found the Academy in Athens, which is considered the first institution of higher learning in the Western world. Plato's philosophy was influenced by his belief in the existence of absolute truth and objective reality. He believed that the physical world was merely a shadow of a higher reality, which he called the world of forms or ideas. He also believed in the importance of reason and rational inquiry and saw philosophy as a way to understand the nature of reality and the human condition. In The Republic, Plato presents his ideas about justice and the ideal society. He argues that the best society is one in which each person fulfills their proper role and works for the common good. He also discusses the concept of the philosopher king, a ruler who is both wise and just and who governs with the good of the people in mind. Plato's ideas have had a profound influence on the development of Western philosophy and have been studied and debated for over 2,000 years. His emphasis on reason, ethics, and the importance of the search for truth continues to be relevant today. Aristotle. Aristotle was a Greek philosopher and polymath who is considered one of the most important figures in Western philosophy. He was a student of Plato and later became the tutor of Alexander the Great. Aristotle's work covered a wide range of subjects, including logic, metaphysics, ethics, politics, biology, and physics. He developed a systematic approach to knowledge and inquiry, emphasizing the importance of observation and empirical evidence. He also developed a method of deductive reasoning, which he called syllogism. In metaphysics, Aristotle developed the concept of causality, arguing that everything has a cause and that the ultimate cause is the prime mover or first cause. He also believed in the existence of four basic elements: earth, air, fire, and water, and that everything in the universe is made up of these elements in varying combinations. In ethics, Aristotle believed that the ultimate goal of human life was to achieve eudaimonia or happiness, which he defined as a state of well-being that comes from living a virtuous life. He identified virtues such as courage, justice, wisdom, and moderation as essential to achieving eudaimonia. Ayn Rand acknowledged Aristotle as the only philosopher to whom she was indebted, the father of logic, who defined the basic principles of a rational view of existence and of man's consciousness. Aristotle's ideas had a profound influence on the development of Western philosophy and science. His approach to knowledge and inquiry, emphasizing the importance of observation and empirical evidence, laid the groundwork for modern scientific method. His work on ethics and political theory continues to be studied and debated today. These figures were important because they made significant contributions to various fields of knowledge, which had a lasting impact on human culture and civilization. They were pioneers and innovators who developed new ideas, methods, and systems that transformed our understanding of the world and our place in it. The contributions of these individuals, and many others like them, helped to advance human knowledge and understanding, and provided the groundwork for many of the intellectual, social, and cultural achievements of later eras. What did you think of this list? Were there any notable historical geniuses we neglected to mention? If you think so, let us know in the comments. We would love to hear from you. Also, if you haven't already done so, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the Classic Masterworks channel. It really helps us with generating content like this. So, until next time, we hope you have a fantastic day, and we will see you again, here at Classic Masterworks.